with Great Devils high school football team. And I'm just going to start off and break the ice and start talking about you and ask if you are a homeboy of Manchester and if you've been here all your life, or how long have you been here?
My family moved here when I was in the 3rd grade, moved to Warm Springs. I grew up in that area. Graduated from high school here in 1976.
And you like it here in Manchester?
Oh yes, it's a great place to live.
And did you play football when you were at the high school here?
Yes, played football and baseball.
Did you play any college football or anything like that?
I made a few attempts at it. I walked on to the University of Georgia and played a year there, sat out a year with knee injury, and then I transferred to Carson Newman College in Tennessee, and that was a little bit more in my league of play and my level, my ability, and I played up there 2 years.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question kind of to put you on the spot. We know you're the head coach of the football team, and most people assume that football would be your favorite sport. What is your favorite sport?
Oh, it's definitely football.
Definitely.
I love football. Ever since I was 9 years old, football has been my passion. I like baseball and basketball fine, but football's it.
So I guess the next question I got for you would be kind of simple. If you could play a professional sport in the big leagues or whatever, what sport would it be? Would it be football still?
Oh, it'd definitely be football,
Definitely be football. Well, I'm not much of a sports fanatic, and I guess I shouldn't even be up here doing all this if I'm not much sports. But it's interesting to me. The thing that I love doing is music. And so I want to give it a try. I want to go out there with your guys and see what I can do with the football. And you guys played such a good season this year. Your quarterback was great. And I'm going to try to fill his shoes just a little bit. We're going to have fun. But before we go outside, I want to know, can just anybody play football?
I don't think so. Football is really a sport of desire. You got to have a lot of heart. It's not necessarily a sport of a lot of ability. Ability helps, but there's some people at Manchester High School who have a lot of ability who are not playing football because they don't have the heart and the discipline that it takes to play.
Well, I noticed you said that you played football, and it's no secret. I mean, you don't look that big. And when I thought of football, you always think of, quote-unquote, the word big. You got to be big to play football. Is that true? Do you need to be big to play football?
You don't have to be. We'll take the big ones when we get them, but give me any day somebody that's coachable, somebody that'll do what the coaches say, and they'll say yes sir, no sir, and they'll get down there and give you 110% of everything they've got.
All right. Well, I'm by no means big, but I'm going to give it a shot. So let's go outside and let's see what I can do with the football.
Let's go.
All right.
Once we got out on the field, I got a little more nervous. Just watch, you'll see how I did.
Come on next to me, it looks safe. All right, we're here on the high school football field, and I'm going to give it a shot and see what I can do with that football. And so we're going to see what we can do with these guys. And I know they're a lot better than me, but I'm going to try it out. About ready?
Look here, you better put on a Blue Devil jersey. You're going to play around with the Blue Devils.
All right, I'll do it. Okay, let's see what I can do with
number
this thing.
64.
64. And then I'm going to take a shot at it and see if I can mimic it. All right, you guys ready? Here we go. Where I want it. Is there any particular way you got to hold it?
Well, there's a particular way I hold it. I hold it like this.
All right.
Just like this.
All right, let me see if I can do that. All right, like that.
Yeah.
And then I just
Don't grip it too tight now.
Don't grip it too tight. Just. All right, here we go. What's the magic word? Good. All right, here we go. Who am I going to throw it to? Anybody I want to. How do you two? All right. All right, here I go. All right, here we go. Hut! All right. I got him to catch it. Okay. All right, now let's do this. All right, you saw how I did on throwing. I did okay, not as good as Calvin could do, but now we're going to check out how to receive the ball.
I know in order to be a head coach, you've got to have lots of patience. And poor old Coach O, dealing with me, he had to have some patience.
One thing he's got to realize, I'm a lot shorter than the rest of these guys.
Alright, they were very kind to give me a second chance. And as you can see, I'm just not a receiver.
Okay, let's go now and meet the guys who know what they're doing.
Calvin Leslie, Pine Mountain, quarterback. Travis Scott, Pine Mountain, running back.
Our kid is Owens, running back, Manchester.
Seth McInville, flanker from Manchester.
Mark Keys, Manchester, play skill.
Charles Bryant, Manchester, free safety.
Tanner Gleason, Manchester, cornerback.
Meriwether White, Manchester, running back.
Eric Thompson, Manchester, tight end.
William Manchester, split end.
Antoine Cross, Manchester, running back. Marquise Woods, Pine Mountain, running back.
Carl Jenkins, Manchester, middle linebacker.
All right, come on, laugh.
Kenyatta Hussey, defensive tackle, Manchester.
Matt Dunn, Manchester, Georgia, center.
Kenyatta Bronner, Manchester, defensive tackle.
Mike Stitch, fullback, linebacker.
Livingston Marston, number 57 for Whitby. Terrence Austin from Manchester, I play offensive tackle.
My name is Josh Harmon, I live in Warren Springs, I play guard.
I'm Brad Jeter, I'm from Warren Springs, I play defensive tackle and offensive tackle.
My name is Lee Dolman, I'm from Manchester, and I started guard on offense and nose guard on defense.
My name is Scott Fowler from Manchester, Georgia, and I started nose guard.
I'm Lyle Dorman from Manchester, Georgia, I started linebacker and guard. Todd Dunn from Manchester, Georgia, I play center. I'm Blake Thompson, I'm from Manchester, Georgia, I play offensive tackle.
I'm Matt Dolman from Manchester, Georgia, play defensive tackle.
My name is Brad Smith, folks call me Smitty. I'm from Cleveland Springs and I started offensive tackle. My name is Mike Holloway from Warren Springs, Georgia. I played offensive line. My name is Jesse Newman. I played linebacker at Manchester, Georgia.
My name is Adrian Jackson, I'm from Manchester, and I play tight end.
My name is Tavares Milbrook from Manchester, I play defensive end.
My name is Rodney John. I'm from Manchester and I play on receiver.
My name is Chris Banner. Play split end. I'm a senior.
From all the coaches and all the people involved with the team to make it happen. You were telling me about the coaches in the past that influenced your life and what you do today. Tell the public a little bit about that, the coaches that influenced you.
Okay, I guess two major factors in my coaching career were Coach Juby Shiver and Coach Nathan Jesse. Coach Shiver's probably forgotten more football than I'll ever know. He was just a walking encyclopedia of football knowledge, and I learned so much from him, and I'm hoping a lot of it rubbed off on me in the 10 years I spent with him because he was a great football coach. Coach Jesse was a player's coach. He was a type that he could motivate players, yell and scream at them, and they would still love him. And so I learned a lot from him about how to deal with the players. And they both some of the success we had this year can be attributed to them because they played an important part of my coaching career, and plus they've coached some of these boys that played this year also.
And the coaches today that are helping you out, your assistant coaches.
Oh, the assistant coaches were fantastic. They worked hard. I'd ask them to do something, boom, they'd do it. Coach Zeke Gear, who came down from Greenville, was the assistant head coach in charge of the defense, and that took a lot of pressure off of me because I wouldn't have to worry about the defensive game plan. You know, I'd go over it with him and so forth, but mainly that was his worry, and I could turn to other things. Jeremy Williams was a young coach right out of college. He was a great first-year coach for us. Had a lot of input, did a great job for us. Ed Jones, another first-year coach. You wouldn't think he was a rookie coach. Look at him because he did a great job for us. Some of our other coaches, Tim Barron, Russell Henderson, Benny Thompson, Ed Boswell, they did an outstanding job helping us out.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to make it happen, doesn't it?
It sure does.
It does. Mm-hmm. How do you pump up your team when you go into a game and you guys did such a good job this season, and it seemed like it probably didn't take much to pump them guys up as hard as they played and as good a job as they did. But what do you do before the game to pump them guys up and get them ready for a game?
Well, actually, if it comes down to right before the game and they're not ready to play football, it's too late. That's something that starts early in the week. You start preparing in practice, learning the other team's tendencies and so forth, but also learning about the team you're playing. How are they a threat to you? What can they do to you? And come game time, it's natural. I used to think you really need to hype them up and give them new Rockney pep talks and having them bouncing off the walls, but I have found out that if you do a good job of preparation and practice, all that takes care of itself.
Yeah, well, I can imagine so. And then what approach do you take with football? Is it just a game to have fun or something that you need to take totally serious, or is it a mixture of the two?
Well, it's my livelihood. It's what I make money off of, so it's totally serious for me. I have to remember that it is a game for these boys, and but most of them take it very serious. They're out there to win. They learn a lot of valuable lessons about life from the game of football. It's more on the serious side. You have to remember it's a game, and it's not life or death situation, though.
Right, right. Well, they won 14 and only lost 1. That's a good record. I mean, there's nothing to hang your head on that. How did they take that last loss?
Oh, it was tough. Disappointing. For some reason, we didn't play ball like we had all year. We just seemed a little flat. But like you said, we can't base our whole season on that one loss. 14-1. I was looking at the records around the state, and of all the high school teams in the state of Georgia, we had the best record in Class A football. And of all the schools in all classifications, we had the second best record. There were 2 teams of 15-0, and we had a 14-1.
Yeah. Was it the fact that you guys went down a region, or is there anything that you can put your finger on that brought you as far as you went?
I don't believe the drop in classification really had anything to do with it. We faced some great football teams in single A. I believe if we'd have been in double A, we'd have had a lot of success there also. I believe the senior leadership, they really came through for us. They've lost 13 games in the past 2 years combined, and they were tired of losing. They came in here and worked hard, and they just gave us some great leadership.
Well, we've got some highlights lined up of each of the games, and of course there are 15. And so we're going to take a break now, and we're going to go straight to the games and show you each one of them and show you a few highlights from each. So here we go with the highlights.
Okay, this is our first touchdown of the year. Who would have believed it? This is on the pass. Calvin Leslie, Katarsman Bryant, touchdown. Okay, this is another touchdown against Central Carrollton. Marvell White running behind Big Markevius Woods on the left side of our offensive line, and he just outruns the defense there. Okay, this big play out of our special teams. Pee Wee Ferguson coming from the left side, blocks the punt, stays with it, recovers it for a touchdown. Really gives us a lot of momentum at halftime. We go on and win this game 38-20. This is going to be Arceus Owens blasting up the middle behind Matt Dunn and Leon Lyle Gorman. He just pops right through there and crosses the goal line. Touchdown. Defense is the name of the game. Plays like this with Ken Hosey, Matt Dorman, Scotty Fowler and crew putting the stop on Taylor County. Okay, another big defensive play. Host of Devils make the tackle. Carl Jenkins, Tavares Middlebrooks, and like I said, a host of Devils in on the tackle. Antoine Crawl's going to pop through, outrun everybody. Show some great balance here as he puts his hands down. Right there, shows some nice agility, gets in the end zone. Okay, this is Antoine Crawl going off the right tackle behind Brad Smith, Eric Thompson. One of our better offensive plays against Central to Tarleton. This is Arceus Owens going to show some of his strength off. This is why they call him the robot. He's just very strong runner, plus he's got some speed. This is a big play of the game against Tarleton, a big defensive touchdown. They put the ball on the ground. Contarsman Bright, Kojak picks it up, stumbles, and takes off. Nobody's going to catch him. And Michael Keys tacks on the extra point, makes it 21-0. And Heard County came in big and physical, but our defense set the tone. You see Carl Jenkins, Tanner Glisson, and Lyle Dorman throw Heard for a loss. Okay, Calvin Lester's going to show you a little speed here. He's going to break loose on a little trap option play, and he's finally going to run out of room to run, but not before he's gotten about 50 yards. Okay, Marvell White pops through and scores touchdown. Okay, keep your eye on Antoine Crawl, number 22. He takes a handoff from Mike Keys, runs head on to a player, bounces off and blasts his way into the end zone. Nice run. Okay, another shutout, and with big licks like this, you can see why. Number 24, Josh Waters with a lick, causing a fumble. Recovered by none. Here's the defense again. Number 42, Ken Holzer, shows why he made All-State with a big lick. The ball bounces around, and Lee Dorman eventually recovers it. This play is following the kickoff, following a safety. Rico Martin takes it and goes the distance. Marvell White scoring one of his many touchdowns of the year. And it looks like many other times right behind Brad Smith and Eric Thompson. Arceus Owens outruns everybody on the field, both blue and white. There he goes. Rico Martin puts the finishes touches on Brooks Stone with a long, long punt return.
Receive for Manchester. Ball is caught by number 26. And Manchester.
Here comes the team as we prepare for Pacelli homecoming. amidst a cloud of smoke. Okay, Pacelli came in and played us tough. What we needed was a big defensive play to get us going, and that's what we got. Big lick by Waters, fumble recovered by Middlebrooks, and we're on our way. Okay, our punting team did an excellent job this year. Here's Eric Thompson booming one, and watch these boys get down there and recover that punt inside the 5. Chris Banning and crew, that's a great job. Arceus Owens running behind the guards as Britt Register leading the way, and Arceus goes about 50 yards. Marvell White taking the handoff from Mike Keys, following his blocking well, outruns everybody to the corner, touchdown. This is Marvell White going the distance against Crawford County, getting some nice blocks out of the offensive line. Also a good block by Cortez Warrior downfield. Okay, big defensive touchdown against Crawford. 6'5" Middlebrooks gets his hands up. Lyle Dorman intercepts and lumbers into the end zone. This is our big bull, Markevius Woods, 6'1", 250 pounds, running over people and around people. His most exciting play tonight against Crawford. Keys drops back, lets it fly, and Chris Bannon runs underneath it and doesn't stop till he gets 6 points. It's a big defensive play by Katarsman Bryant. Interception, stops Lamar's drive, keeps them out of the end zone. Calvin Leslie gets a big first down against Lamar County. Lyle Dorman springs him, and Calvin lowers his shoulder and gets extra yards. Okay, Antoine Crawl puts the game on ice. Follows his blocking well and outruns everybody, and once again showing great balance. Number 9, Pee Wee Ferguson picks it off, goes the distance. Good pressure on the passer there by Ken Hosey. Pee Wee puts it in the end zone. One final big play of Lamar game. Matt Dorman shoots some blocks, through and blocks the punt, recovered by Waters. Okay, we started working on our passing game in Hogansville. Leslie sprints out, hits Seth wide open Seth McAvale, who gets it upfield for a first down. Here's a big play by Rico Martin, returning the punt. Looks like he goes around the world to get there, but a nice long run. Big play on the touchdown drive right before half. Leslie to McInville again. Touchdown play right before half. Leslie fakes to White, drops back, hits a wide open Eric Thompson in the end zone. Number 85, Brooks, putting pressure on the passer. He dumps it off, and Lyle Dorman with a big lick on the running back. Arceus Owens gets the game off to a quick start. Second play of the game. All the way, touchdown. Defense played good against Greenville. Middlebrooks forces quarterback to pitch. Banning, Waters, Glisson, Dorman, and a host of Devils make the tackle. Calvin Leslie is going to fake off his left tackle, run a reverse option, He's going to go the distance, and we're going to win the county championship over Greenville, 14-7. Here goes Keyman again. Very early in the game, first series against Crawford County, and he almost goes all the way. 2 plays later, Marquivas Woods puts us on top in the region game. White threw a huge right hold on the right side of the line. Finds a way to get in the end zone. Big defensive play. Loud Dorman holds the guy up. Holsey makes a tackle. Fumble ball pops out. Manchester recovers. Marquivas Woods diving off right behind Lee Dorman, gets in the end zone. First quarter action, Leslie sneaks it in the end zone. Here's the kickoff team against Decatur. Long kick by Owens. Okay, Register, Holsey, Dorman, and a host of other Devils put the defense on Decatur. Okay, put the finishing touches on Decatur. Calvin Leslie on option behind Ellison and Lyle Dorman. Look at that crowd. It was fantastic. They really helped us out. I felt like they were the 12th man on the field at all times. Okay, this is our bull offense against our Murchie. Marvell had a big night, got over 200 yards, and this is some of his many yards right here. Great run. Okay, this is our first touchdown. Marvell's going to get the ball behind that huge offensive line. Holsey and Middlebrooks team up on this play. Holsey with a pressure on the quarterback and Middlebrooks with the interception. It's a game full of big plays. This is one of them. Lyle Dorman blocking the punt. Okay, this is our second touchdown against our Murchie. White off right tackle. Third touchdown against our Murchie, over the top, puts us up 21-14. After this, we rely on the defense. And here comes the defense. Ken Holsey in the fourth quarter, big sack, and we close the book on our Murchie and get ready for Macon County. We beat Macon County 19-13. This is a semifinal game. It was a big game. This film is unavailable right now for highlights, but tell you about a couple big plays. Well, first of all, the offensive line did a great job. I'd like to point out that our center, Matt Dunn, did a great job. It was a rainy night, and he got the ball to the quarterback successfully every time, did a good job, as he did all year. A couple big plays was Arceus Owens, twice outran the Macon County team for long runs on our belly play, put us up early. Macon County mounted a little comeback, but Katarsma Bryant really clinched it for us when he intercepted the pass and went the distance. It was a big win for us, and just like our Murchie, the crowd was fantastic and was a big plus for us. This is one of our better offensive plays against Brooks County. Marvell White running behind Matt Dunn, gets in the secondary, gets about 30-40 yards. Nice run. Big defensive play by Kenyatta Holsey, left tackle. He crashes in. stops Brooks County for a loss. Another nice looking offensive play. White takes a handoff from Leslie, follows Terrence Ellison and Markevius Woods for a big first down. Here's our linebackers, Carl Jenkins, Josh Waters, Lyle Dorman, and all of our defensive line putting the pressure on Brooks County.
All right, those are some great plays, and that wraps up the highlights. But before we go, we want to talk with Coach Oglesby just a little bit more. And Coach O, I just wanted to ask you, this was a record set by the Blue Devils, isn't it?
Yes, 14 wins. I believe the best season in previous years has been 13 wins. So these boys have a lot to be proud of, a school record, 14 wins.
What do you think, I know it's a long ways down the road, but what do you think about next year? How are your feelings towards that?
Well, coaches get in trouble when they start making predictions. I believe as far as the region stacks up, we're going to be okay. We're going to be very competitive. You can't tell what about outside the region, what other teams are going to have. I will tell you this, though. Our boys, the ones that are coming back, were very disappointed after the last game. They're working real hard in the weight room right now. They're talking about how we knocked on the door in the state championship game. And next year, they're talking about kicking that door down. So we'll see.
Well, Coach O, we thank you very much for your cooperation, your patience here with us at Channel 10 as we got the Blue Devil Highlights 94 put together, and hopefully we can do it next year. But we thank you very much, and thank you for being with us.
It was my pleasure being here, Brian. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed seeing the highlights again.
And this is Brian Gibson saying thank you also for watching and being a part of the Blue Devil Highlights 94.